Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you a very delayed LTPL week 4, I think this was. Playing Romeo Dude and his Tropiuses. We got our first win last week. We'll see if we can continue it. I am having to post-com this, just if you didn't see the update video from last week. Just did not have the time to, or the ability to live com, so I am going to post-com. You didn't see Team Builder. Just again, I did not have time available in order to get everything recorded and all that. So apologies for that. I was Adrenaline or Blaziken because of Intimidate Top. If I could get a speed boost, plus I was Swords Dance. If I get a speed boost, I'd be all right. I was Assault Vest Contrary Levani with Superpower Knockoff, Leaf Storm, and don't remember what the fourth move was. Lycan Rock was a Life Orb set, mono attack. I was Heavy Duty Boots Noivern, and I believe I was Shookaberry on my Caparajah. So Romeo ended up bringing Wheezing. Farfetch was the mon that I wasn't expecting. You can see here that I had Decidueye. I thought Decidueye was going to come, not Farfetch, or Furo. I think I said Farfetch the first time, not Furo. Really did not expect Furo, and it kind of hurt me a little bit. Orbeetle made a lot of sense for Sticky Web. Rhyperior is just a massive mon majority of the time. Top for Intimidate checking a lot of my physical threats. Mach Punch priority for Lycan Rock and Caparajah, and then PZ is just a massive threat as well. Scarfed or Spexed, it's just a big problem. But I went ahead and led Lurantis. My opponent had nothing for Lurantis lead except for G-Weezing. So I went for the Lurantis just because I knew I was in an okay position. He actually led Hitmontop, and of course Intimidate gave Lurantis an automatic +1. At that point, because I was +1 in front of the Hitmontop, I was going to kill it with the Psycho Cut. Oh, that was the fourth move, Psycho Cut. Knock, Psycho Cut, Leaf Storm, and Superpower. Psycho Cut was guaranteed to kill. It would have killed G-Weezing had Weezing tried to switch in on me. So I really wasn't worried, and we see it does 55% to Furo. I couldn't stay in. I didn't want to take a drill run or something. I ended up frisking the scope lens, which is good, because now I know he's sniper scope lens for crit chances. Going into Noivern was just kind of an easy pivot. Neutralizing gas is obviously a problem. And then he immediately withdraws as I U-turn. I don't know if he was scouting for Hurricane or why he switched out like that. I really don't know why the switch came, but because I U-turned, I immediately went into Lycan Rock. As he goes Hitmontop, I had Psychic Fangs. You see Life Orb Psychic Fangs does just about 50%. I knew I wasn't going to kill with the second one. I didn't really want to take a close combat. Lycan Rock still put in a lot of pressure, so I switched into Noivern. I already knew about the lefties. Take that, close combat. And then I think this is where I made a mistake, was U-turning again on the Wheezing instead of attacking into it. But it gets me Cop. And at this point, Caparajah is pretty much... I can either set up Stealth Rocks, or I'm pretty free to just fire off a Heavy Slam and do a lot of damage. I think I end up going Stealth Rock. Yeah, I put my Stealth Rocks up just because Furo, it'd be nice to knock that thing down. Break Orbeetle Sash or something. I don't know. It was a way to chip Orbeetle. And with Rhyperior in front of me and me still having a Shookaberry intact, I'm going to go ahead and go for Power Whip as he Fire Punches. So that was great prep by Romeo, bringing Fire Punch, knowing that I was probably Shooka over the Earthquake. Really good prep. Power Whip, 77%, and Weakness Policy triggers. I'm very glad he did not go for a Rock Polish, because I would have been in so much trouble. But at this point, because he's set up, I cannot switch in case he goes for the Rock Polish. He just outspeeds my entire team at that point because I don't want a Scarfer. I have to attack in. I lose Copper Rajas, he fire punches. Then I go into the Chicken. The Chicken can close combat, and yeah. Rhyperior goes down. In comes the Duck. The Duck is going to be a problem. I don't know if it's Scarfed or if it's Specs. But I go into Gastro, and wham, try attack this 40 or 60%. And my brain went, he is Scarfed, even though when I did the calc, I did the Specs calc, and that actually will come back to haunt me. But PZ kills Gastro. Gastro was not doing anything this game. I go into the Assault Vest Lurantis thinking, okay, I can superpower and obliterate this thing, get my +1/+1, and then maybe live a hit from Fearow, depending on how much this Tri-Attack did. The other option would be to go for a knock and try to take out PZ's item. Ends up making the switch into Orbeetle. Sees that I'm Assault Vested as I go for the superpower. I get my boost, and Psychic does absolutely nothing to me, so I go for the knock because I wanted to get rid of Orbeetle. I figured if Webs came out, then it wasn't terrible because I still had Lurantis that could get a contrary boost off the Webs. But I get the knock, and Orbeetle is history. Fearow coming back in, I knew I couldn't stay in with Lurantis even at +1 because of the fact that I need Lurantis to check the PZ, because even though it was Scarfed, based on how much I saw it do to a Spadef Gastro, I was like, oh, or even though it was Specs and I thought it was Scarfed, I saw what it did to Spadef Gastro, and I was like, oh no, we need this thing healthy for PZ. So I make the switch into Noivern, and he Dropex and gets a crit, which means Sniper kicks in, which means it's super effective, like super effective. Noivern goes down, which is fine. I didn't really need Noivern other than to outspeed the PZ, it turns out. Like I said, comes back to bite me in the ass. I go Lycanroc and Drill Runs because I didn't have a Cell Rock. Well, I had a Cell Rock. I didn't go for a Cell Rock. I went for Psychic Fangs like a dumb because I thought Hitmontop was coming out. I should have just Cell Rocked and killed the Fearow, and then Lycanroc would have had some health left on it. Because in comes Hitmontop, does intimidate me. I go for the Cell Rock just for chip, thinking a Mach Punch was coming my way, and luckily I blocked the Rapid Spin. So in comes Blaziken. I go for the SD. I'm going to take a huge chunk from Earthquake. I go ahead and Blaze Kick, and I'm really sad about how this sequence went, because if I had gotten my Flame Orb, or not, my Adrenaline Orb off, this PZ wouldn't have been a problem. But in comes the Duck. It Tri-Attacks me, kills me because I'm slower. I go Lurantis. I live on 18%, which is not enough to live the Wheezing hit, even with the Assault Vest. It is what it is. Had I just attacked into the Fearow with a Cell Rock over Psychic Fanging, I would have still had a lot of health. I could have damaged the Hitmontop with Lycanroc more, to the point where I could have maybe gone into Blaziken and not had to Swords Dance and take a bunch of damage. Because I would have possibly lived the PZ hit, since it was locked into Tri-Attack. I might have lived the Specs PZ hit, since I resist it. And then I could have superpowered and killed it, and Lurantis would have been full health to take on the Wheezing. But unfortunately it's not. Weezing's going to come in and finish it off with Sludge Wave. So, GG's to Romeo. It was a hard-fought battle. I was playing on the fly, you know, clicking buttons fast because I was trying to get through it because I had parents and I couldn't go for an extension because I had first day at work the next day. So it is what it is. We'll try to bounce back. I honestly would just like to win like 3 or 4 games this season, and I'll be satisfied with this season because I have never won a game in LTPL until last week. So getting 4 would be nice. But yeah, I mean, that's it. So I will see you guys next week. I might see you guys later this week for weeks 5. I don't know. My schedule's all out of whack, but I'll see you guys.